big topic for us in relationships is around our partner's shadows. It's one thing to come across our own shadows and heal them, but when you go into a relationship with someone, your partner's unhealed shadows are going to affect you because they're going to be projecting all that they haven't processed within themselves, all that they haven't known to love within themselves. They're going to project that outwards in behaviors, most likely onto you. And that's why we're often compelled to try and change our partner or make them see things. It's a natural part of relating. It doesn't work to just try and tell someone, but there's often a compulsion to try to help people to see their shadows because it hurts us to just be the dumping ground of our partner's behaviors that are coming out of unhealed shadows. So what do we do about this? Are you going to wait and be single forever until you find someone that's healed all their shadows? Good luck to you. No, that's not a good way to go. But if we understand that when we come together as a couple, any shadows that haven't yet been healed, and by healed, I literally mean loved, brought to love, loving acceptance, like basically taken out of the light, taken out of our deep dark basement and brought back into loving presence. And then they heal and integrate and they transform through that integration and they become our healthy darkness instead of our unhealthy shadows. So this is the process which Tantra really helps us to go through as part of our healing. But while we're in that process, we're still going to have shadows that will project out onto our partner. And that may come through unhealthy emotions or unhealthy behaviors. Maybe you cheat, maybe you lie, maybe you get angry with them, maybe you get dysregulated. Things that are creating pain for the partner. So we get stuck in this position. It's like, do I try and change them? Do I just become a sponge and soak up all of this toxic behavior? Do I just tell my friends how toxic they are? Do I write posts about how my ex is a narcissist? Well, I would say that the solution is to come together as a conscious couple to say, hey, we have a big field of love here and love is what heals everything. And we have bits yet to heal. And we have shadows, and shadows by their very nature are our blind spots. So we're not just going to see them and know that they're there, but they are going to come up in the presence of love because they're actually coming up to be healed in that love. So can we as a couple create a container together that is bigger and stronger than those shadows, that outwits it, that says, hey, here's this love, here's our agreement field, here's our trigger plan, here's what we're going to do when we get triggered, here's what I need when I get triggered, or here's what you need when you get triggered, here's our little plan of action, so that when one of us or both of us get triggered, we're going to follow those steps to get back to a nice, calm, regulated space again, and then work out what the problem is. So we need to create a clear container, a strong intention, and the main piece that makes our shadows healable is ownership, self-ownership. They will never heal until we own them. And that's why it doesn't work to just have somebody point out everything that's wrong with us, because we have to take ownership. We might be able to listen to feedback, but we have to then go and reflect on it and say, oh my God, I've realized that there's this piece. So however we are getting that realization, it needs to come from us, and we need to come into this ownership. Maybe we can go through the behavior and it's like, okay, you lied to me and that hurt me. Oh my God, I did lie to you. There's something I'm afraid of. That's why I lied. It's a shadow of mine. We own as much as we can in each and every moment. We communicate it with nonviolent communication so that we can give feedback without making anyone wrong, where we can say, this is the impact of what you did. Like, your behavior of lying made me feel blah, 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 made me feel unsafe, made me feel this. I have this request. And then can we look at that and go, I did lie. There's fear in me. I'm afraid of not being good enough, whatever it is. We've just got to bring consciousness to the shadows and a willingness and an intention to heal them. That way you can kind of relax with your partner, knowing they do have shadows, but knowing that they want to do something about it, and knowing that the two of you let love be bigger than the shadows. And you have this agreement, like the higher self, our true nature is love. This is bigger and stronger. Our small self is still here healing. It's going to come up. How are we going to meet it? We're going to meet it with self-parenting. We're going to meet it with love. We're going to meet it with radical self-ownership. And the miracle is, when we can own our own shadows, it makes it lovable by the other person. This is the miracle. When I'm just acting out of my shadows, I cause hurt to the other people. When I own my shadows, I generate naturally love from the other person. And that's exactly what that shadow needed. It needed to be loved, and then it can be healed. So this is the process of conscious relationships, and really the only way that we can deal with having shadows in our relationship, which we do, but in a way that we're not enduring toxicity or pain or harm just for the sake of the relationship, but we know that we're in it to heal, and we're in it to heal together. And this is conscious relating.